In this video, I'm going to be going through the basics of how to set up Facebook ads. So if you're just a beginner and you've always wanted to try Facebook ads but weren't sure where to start, this is the video for you. Facebook ads are really important to know how to use, so I really recommend that you keep watching. So you're going to go to business.facebook.com and create an account if you need to, or if you don't need to, then create a business account under your pre-existing Facebook account. And then you're going to go to the Facebook Business Manager, which is where we're at right now. In this, you'll see three different subcategories. First is campaigns, which is like an overview of everything, all the ads we're going to set up. Then we have ad sets, which are the ads themselves, the ad sets, which are the ads underneath the campaign, and then the ads are the ads themselves. So it all kind of trickles down one to the other. And then we'll have the column section, which is really important for analyzing our ads, our performance, and just overall getting more data. And then we also have the breakdown, which again will just give us more data that we'll need to look at. That'll be really helpful to us in the end. Data is really important when it comes to this kind of stuff. And then you'll also be able to generate reports, where you can generate your own reports, customer reports, etc. And then in this section, you'll be able, once you generate ads, you'll be able to see the ad statistics and everything that you need to see under these subheadings. And Facebook is actually nice because if you hover over these subheadings, it'll give you a brief description, such as deliveries, the current status of your campaign, ad set, or ad delivery. So if you ever get confused, you can always just hover over. Okay, now we're going to create an ad together. So first things first, hit the big green create button in the top left corner. Now you can, if account info is needed, you can set that up later, do it now, no big deal. Now we're going to choose an objective. Now there's a lot of different ones to choose from, obviously, and it can depend on what your goal is, what your audience is, what your product is. But the most common objectives are conversions, traffic, and engagement. So right now we're going to choose conversions because we want to push sales. Then you can make sure that you name the campaign. So you can include the product name, the date you started it, the type of objectives you have. Obviously, the generic name was new conversions campaign. I'm going to name it conversions conversions sample July 8th, because I'm creating it on July 8th. Now, for categories, this doesn't really apply to us. Special ad categories don't. Now, buying type, campaign objective does not apply to us. But if you click that show more options button, you can find the campaign spending limit. Obviously, we don't have one added, but if you do have a hard budget limit, this is the place to add it. Now, next is A/B split testing. A/B split testing is if you have two different ads, two very different audiences, and you want to test how they both perform, as it says in the description, then you can use this. Now, I do actually recommend using this feature. It's a really cool feature, so we're going to turn that on. Then for campaign budget optimization, we're also going to turn that on. It was a new feature in 2019. It's actually really helpful. And here you can pick between daily budget and lifetime budget. We're going to go with daily budget. Lifetime budget, while it does offer some more features, it's a bit more complicated. And especially for a new product, new campaign, daily budget is probably the safe bet. So we're going to go with daily budget. Again, now's your time to budget out. How much do you want to spend per day? How much do you have available to spend total? Remember that if you only have so-and-so total and you divide it up per day, that could maybe only be like 10 days, depending on what you're talking about. So maybe you want to spend less per day, whatever works for you. We're going to change it to $10 per day, but whatever works. And then campaign bid strategy, we're going to go with actually lowest cost for now. That's, again, something that's a bit more complicated. Or maybe we're not going to go with lowest cost for now. I guess we'll go with highest volume for now. But that's something that's a bit more complicated that'll take more time to learn. Okay, now we're going to click next in the bottom right corner. And we're going to see the ad set level. That's the next level we're in the trickle down, campaigns, ad set, ads. Now we're in the ad set level. So starting at the top, you can create your ad set name. I'm just going to leave it generic for now, but again, you can include whatever information you want, keep it simple, maybe the date, maybe the type of objective like conversions, as it already says, whatever you really want. Next, the conversion event location. So where the conversion is happening, which means what action you want your customers to take. So if you're selling something online, that'll happen on a website, obviously. So I'm going to stick with website. If you haven't already created Facebook Pixel or Meta Pixel, then you can create it now, but I'm probably going to be creating it in another video, so stay tuned for that. You can create it now, you can create it later, whatever works for you. Now, dynamic creative, we're going to leave that off. We've already managed optimization, delivery, and budget and schedule, all of that. So now we're at start and end date. For start date, I actually like to start it a day after I've already set it up, just so Facebook has a chance to kind of run through it and look at it, and if I need to make any changes, I can. So I'll set it to July 9th because today is currently July 8th. And I'm actually not going to set an end date. I like to manually check the ad, see how it's doing, see how it's performing, and when I decide I want to end it, then I can just manually end it rather than set a predetermined end date. Now, for audience and targeting, this is really important. For now, we can go really broad though, because we did turn on CBO, and Facebook takes a lot of this narrowing down and targeting into its own hands. So if you create something that's broad, Facebook's algorithm will naturally kind of find the people that it's meant to find. But as for detailed targeting, let's see. This allows you to find specific demographics, interest behaviors, as it says. So, for example, if you're selling something that has to do with a specific laptop, then you can search up for people who have a MacBook. So if we type in MacBook Pro, that could be one of their interests. They could have that, whatever, or you could put in laptops, or you could put in electronics. You can keep it really broad. Even with MacBook Pro, the audience definition, as you can see on the right side, is still very broad. I'm going to exit this. As you can see, that is a huge number. And so you can put overlapping interests. Maybe they're interested in MacBook Pros, but also, I don't know, some kind of sport or something. Literally whatever you want, you can put in your specific targeted interest, but still keep it pretty broad, because that's what is best for new campaigns, new ads, new products. Especially if you're using CBO, like I said to use earlier in the video, you really don't have to worry about it, and don't be afraid to go pretty broad. So we're just going to leave that as MacBook Pro for now. Now for automatic placements, you can use automatic placements. This is recommended for beginners, as you can see, but you can also use manual placements if you want. This allows you to choose where the ad shows up. So we're going to only have it show up on people's feeds and stories and reels. So we're going to turn off in stream, we're going to turn off reels overlay, we're going to turn off search, we're going to turn off in articles, and we're going to turn off apps and sites. So now it only shows up on your feed and in your stories and reels. Okay, so now we're going to create the ad itself. Now, if you don't already have a Facebook page or Instagram account, now's the time to create or link that. You can also name the ad. I'm going to stick with the generic name, but again, include whatever information you need. We are going to set up a manual upload. Catalog upload, as it says in the description, uses media from your catalog. Now, if you don't already have media in your catalog, you're going to use a manual upload. Choose whatever you want. Single image or video, carousel collection. Videos do really well on Facebook. So we're going to do single image or video. Now this is where you would add your creative. So add whatever media you want, add whatever video, whatever image, whatever you want for the ad. This is where you can either create it here or upload it from your computer. Primary text, this is going to show up above your video or image. As it says, primary text, it's the first thing people see. So you can include a hook line. You can also include a description. Remember, the goal of this is that you want people to click through to your website. So just something that gets them to actually click through, and then the website can do the selling. So yeah, primary text, headline, description, include what you want to include, whatever you think will get them to click through to your website. Call to action. Now this is the text that will show up on the button. So whatever it is you need, right? If it's a website and you're selling things and you can buy it from there, or if it's to sign up for a website, whatever. So maybe you learn more, or, sign up, whatever you want. I'm just going to stick to learn more. But again, whatever your needs are, you can choose a label for that. Destination, normally it's going to be a website if you're selling things, but again, it can be maybe a Facebook website. If it's going to a Facebook shop, we're just going to stick with website. You're going to plug in your URL. Now, tracking is really important. URL parameters are so that you know where people are coming from to view your ad. So you can include URL parameters here if that's something you're interested in. You don't need them, but it is important to see, and it is very helpful in the end. And this will also go into setting up your meta pixel, which is a whole other thing. So make sure that's set up. And then we're actually not going to publish. We're going to keep it in our drafts, so then it's easier to look at. We can, see what our different under the different categories, keep it all in track. And then, like I said, I set the date to publish tomorrow, so then it'll kind of sit here in our drafts. If you want to edit it before you publish it, you can, but it should automatically publish the next day. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into publishing Facebook ads, but this was the very basic of how to set it up, how to publish it, what to include, what's recommended right now and what's not. If you need more information, come back to this channel later. Thank you for watching.